That intro is really, really fun to do, I have to admit. Hi guys, welcome to Painted Prayers. Yay! Woo-hoo. I'm excited to be here. Just give me one sec here. Okay. Welcome back to Painted Prayers. Like it says in my little ticker box there, I love to have feedback. So if you guys have any prayers, words, encouragement, scriptures that you would like to add to these paintings, feel free to leave them in the comments. These are the final reveals of the backgrounds video I did, I think it was about a week or two ago. And I'm excited to reveal them to you all. Let me know if you can hear me, and we can go from there. So I'm just gonna. Can you all hear me? Is the music okay? Is the music too loud? Just curious. Okay, good, perfect. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, so it's good to be back here. Super excited to be with y'all. So we're going to do some final reveals, and I think we're going to start with Tilly. So Tilly, this is your final reveal. I'll just let you have a look at it. Bring it over to that side. So, Tilly, in your background video, we were talking about this like rainstorm and this kind of like thunder or whatever. This thanks, Anna. This whole new technology is really quite fun. I enjoy it. Yeah. So anyways, like it's like a storm or an impending storm, like a rainstorm. And what I was seeing over you, what I was sensing, Tilly, was this shelter. It was a place of shelter for you. But it's not necessarily a place of hiding. Like that there's a difference between being sheltered of the Lord and being hidden. I feel like he wants you to have courage and to continue to move forward, but yet for you to know that that he is your shelter, that he is your safe place. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I dyed it. I decided to go purple. I wanted to change. So yeah, it's kind of like a dark purple. But at any rate, like I feel like Tilly, that's like this place of shelter is something that the Lord wanted to know that you're flying under. And so I have here pictured 2 Canadian geese, and the one on top is sheltering the one below, but yet they're both moving forward even in the midst of the storm. But there's a safety in numbers. There's a safety in this place, and it's not necessarily the best circumstances, but it's a shelter. It's a peace. It's a safe place. And so thank you, Anna. I really appreciate that. So cool. So a couple of words that came to mind was shelter, safe, covered, abide, rain. And the Canada goose that I have painted here for you symbolizes a loyalty, a courage, a devotion, and a fearlessness. They fly with a purpose. So it's like you're not just going to go. You're like he has a purpose for you, Tilly. There's a direction to your flight. There's a direction to, like, sometimes when we go through the storm, it can be rather disorienting. But the geese always get to where they're going. It's like instinct. They know where to point their nose, and I feel the same over you. So there was a couple of words that were in your backgrounds video that I added from the comments of people in the backgrounds video on the back of your canvas. So one of those comments was from Pam, and she was saying that you don't have to hide yourself, but that the Lord provides a hidden place for you, a place of refuge in Him is so much better because He draws you close and He covers you with the shadow of His wing, and He hides you under the shadow of His wings. And in that place of refuge and safety, the safety in Him, So in Psalm 91, verse 1, it says that He dwells in the shelter of the Most High, and that you will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And then it says, Psalm 32, verse 7, you are my hiding place. You protect me from trouble, and you surround me with songs of deliverance. Selah. So that one, I really felt like he was saying, I protect you. I surround you with songs of deliverance. And that even though sometimes you'll go through some rough waters or a storm or whatever, that he's right there with you, And then Psalm 37, verse 7, it says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of the wicked who prosper. So basically, a part of that shelter, a part of that shade, a part of that abiding in Him is resting and knowing that He is capable of covering you and capable of keeping you safe under the shelter and shadow of His wing. And so, Tilly, I call this shelter, and it's for you. Awesome. Thank you, Fetty. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's so encouraging. Okay, Jamie Collins. I think I'm going to reveal you next. Your background was quite abstract. It just basically had a few colors and a streak of almost flesh in the middle, and this is now your final reveal, so I'll let you have a quick look at it. Hey, Faith. Good to see you. She's one of the ladies from Scotland. It's really good to have you with us. Thank you for joining Painted Prayers today. So Jamie, what this is a lighthouse with a crashing wave behind it, and in the background there's still those same colors that was in your backgrounds video. I didn't change the colors of this much. I felt the colors were significant. Thank you, Anna. So the name of this painting, Jamie, I call Steady On. Steady On. And steady on was one of the words that I had for you. I felt like a hand was steadying you from behind and pushing you forward, and just saying steady, steady now, steady on. That you've been, either you have or you will face some difficult terrain, but He wants you to know that His hand is on you. And to remain consistent, and that you can do it, to respond to the Lord with courage, and that it's not too late, but but that there's a fortitude that he wants to bring up and out from your heart. There's something about your heart that he wants to strengthen. Like this strength is coming from your inner being, from your heart. He's saying, you can do this. From your heart, he's saying, steady on, Jamie, you can do this, you know? And so it's a movement, but it's emotional, and not to be intimidated by the journey ahead, you know, but just to step. And one of the comments that was on your backgrounds video that I included on the back of this painting was one of the ladies looked up the definition of your name, and your name means he who supplants. So to supplant means to take the place of or to substitute for another. And so basically you're standing like in protection of another person, or you're taking the place of another who may be weaker than you are, and saying, you know what, I'm going to defend this person. I'm going to stand and be this lighthouse, this place of safety for that person. Steady on, steady now. And so a steady or firmly fixed, supported and balanced, not shaking or moving, but a tender and soft movement, a tender or steady from your heart, you go. That it's not about being perfect, but just about being obedient, and that it is the goodness of God that brings us to repentance. And when I was looking up the meaning of a lighthouse, I thought it really fit in with what I was feeling over you. It's a beacon of civilization, a symbol of human presence, a safety or a navigational guide. It's an illumination, a protection, a watchfulness, an ever watchfulness, a steadfast endurance, and a helpfulness. It's all the things that a lighthouse symbolizes. And it's interesting because, like, when you're in trouble, when you're in danger and you're out in the wilderness, or you're out in the boonies, or you're out in the ocean in the middle of a storm, the sign of a human civilization is quite comfortable, is comforting, because you know that there's medical help that you can get there. There's people that can come around you and support you. There's things that happen. And I believe that you're one of those people where people who are in trouble can come to your light. They can come to your lighthouse and feel safe and become illuminated, become protected, become navigated within their situation. In James 1:4, it says to allow perseverance to finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete and not lacking in anything. And then in Psalm 89, verse 14, it says, mighty is your arm and strong is your hand, for your right hand is exalted, and righteousness and justice are at the foundation of your throne. Loving devotion and faithfulness go before you. Blessed are those who know that joyful sound and who walk in the light of your presence. So it doesn't fully depend on you, but on who God is in you and through you, and who he's revealing himself to be. So Jamie, I just called this steady on. Awesome. All right, Ophelia, last one of the three that we had, and this is your final reveal. I'll let you have a quick look at it before I go into it. The colors on this are slightly more vibrant in person, but they are, and there's slightly more of them. But this will give you a general idea of what it looks like. And Ophelia, I call this painting Pearl. It could have also been called Treasure or Pearl of Many Colors. And So one of the verses that I had for you was in Proverbs 25, verse 11, which says, "A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. Like an earring of gold or a fine ornament is a wise man's rebuke to a listening ear." And I felt to pull that out of the King James Version just to give it that extra oomph. But in another version, it says that like a word spoken at the right time and within the right circumstance is like an apple set on a silver tray. And an apple is symbolic of being refreshing, of being energizing, of being healthy. And set on a tray of silver means that this word is of value to take and to eat, and that it's not just a choice piece of meat off of somebody's table, but it's served on a setting of silver. So there's a certain royalty, there's a certain kingship to it, there's a certain authority to it, and I feel that you carry that, and it's almost beyond. You carry it so. You've carried it for so long and for so many years that you almost don't realize that you're doing it. But like I just sense it that the Lord has often given you a word in season for somebody, a word of wisdom, a word for that moment or for that circumstance. And in that, there's a real value to who you are. And so some of the words that came with this painting was oceans, waves, treasure, pearl of many colors, precious gift, valuable, wisdom for the moment or situation, promises, and many colors. And that was one of the things that was a little bit more unique about your painting, was that this shell was sitting on a bunch of sand that had many colors in it. It's like he has set you upon the promises and saying, look here, that this is like a pearl that I have set here, that the rolling waves have brought in. And on the topic of waves, with all the waves that have been happening here with COVID and restrictions and yada, 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 like I just sense, that just as a seashell and a pearl comes in on a wave, he's not done with you yet. Ophelia, he's not done with you yet. There's a purpose and there's a reason why you're still here. And I'm praying that the Lord reveals that to you. Because he's got something for you to do right now in this season. Yeah. Awesome. So another verse that came to mind was, now that we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this surpassing great power is from God and not from us, but that we are hard pressed on every side. We are crushed and perplexed, but not in despair. And then there was another verse in Lamentations. I think I may have taken this slightly out of context, but the verse still kind of stood out to me as like part of like who you are in the spirit, whereas like how precious are the sons and daughters of Zion. For they were once worth their weight in pure gold, but that they are now esteemed as jars of clay, the work of a potter in the potter's hands. You've been fashioned by the Lord, and your beauty is amazing. And pearls symbolize wisdom. They have a calming effect, a peace. They strengthen valuable relationships. There's a purity and an integrity to who they are. And I just feel that over you, Ophelia. It's awesome. God has got you right there, like a golden apple on a tray of silver, and he's offering you to the world around you. And just know how valuable that is. That's so valuable. So I hope that encourages you. So we're just going to do a quick recap, guys, of the ones that we were going through. So this one was called Shelter. It was for Tilly. He's got you. He's got you covered, even in the midst of the rain, even in the midst of, not so good circumstances. You are in the shelter of his wing. Not necessarily to hide, to keep going forward, but that you're safe. You know what I mean? If you have any questions about this, Tilly, let me know. And then Jeannie, I called this Steady On or Steady Now. I could probably call it Steady On, Steady Now. Those are the two main words I felt with it. It's a lighthouse. And then Ophelia, Pearl of many colors, set on the promises. You like. He's still. There's still more to be done in you and through you. Praise God. Thank you, guys. I just appreciate that you all have joined me. If you would like a painted prayer, just feel free to say add my name to your hat in the comments, and I will put your name in my hat. I've been a little bit slower getting around to doing these, but I am working my way back into more of a regular schedule. So yeah, feel free to just add your name to my hat if you'd like. You can do that either in the comments or message me personally. And I have a suggested donation of $60, $15 for shipping. But yeah, may the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face to shine upon you, and give you peace. And for those who I've painted for today, I will need your mailing addresses. Just personal message me with those, okay? God bless you. And until next time, I shall see you again probably within the next few days. All right. Thanks for watching, Fetty. All right. Bless you. Bye.